Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first ever episode of the Triple Tap Podcast, where the tremendous trio here talks tag. I'm here joined. On my right-hand side is our glorious Metal Face. He set up the entire stream. On our left here is Snuffles. He's a world champion, and he came up with the original idea. And I am Rockwood. I'm your host today. Now, let's get started.
Hello.
Yeah, you guys talk.
Hello.
You guys talk for a second. Let's hear your beautiful voices. You cutie
How are you
patooties.
both doing today?
We're doing wonderful.
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Yeah, so first of all, introductions. I think I got that out of the way
You go
fairly
first.
well.
Come on. Who are you?
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm Rockwood, baby. We all play at the laser tag at St. George, Utah, right? Site. Potentially, sometimes, occasionally, the Cedar City site as well. Possibly.
For a moment, I thought you weren't going to name drop it just to spite them.
We can edit it out.
True. Yeah. We play at an undisclosed laser tag site.
We play
Which
at
we will
one
not
of the
name
two
due to
laser
our
tag
troubles
sites
there.
in St. George, Utah.
Well, I guess I'm next. I'm Metalface. Been playing for quite a while. That's all.
And I'm Snuffles. I am the aforementioned world champion who's been started playing when I was 10, but
He's been kicking my ass
I
in socials.
Started
ever since.
playing when I was 18, 19, something like that. How old were you when you started playing, Logan?
Oh, I must have been 18. But I'm 2 years
Yeah,
older
but
than
how
you,
old-
so
Yeah, I'm 22. You're 20. You're old. And Down's really old.
and we won't talk about my age. We can
You're right.
gloss over
You're
that.
right.
Still
You're
not
right.
as old
All
as the resupply though. So
And then what do we play, fellas? We play Space Marines 5. Now, brief overview, just for like the two of you who potentially don't know. That's like the primo competitive game mode, right? The basis is 15 minutes. You either got to get the most points or kill out the enemy team. You got limited lives, limited shots. There are different positions. And it's a very versatile game. It's like live action chess. It's great. And this is like the third podcast now in the scene.
yeah, I wouldn't really say this is.
Talking about it.
I just want to talk about it. I mean,
We're talking
all
about
this
laser
stuff
tag in
is just
general.
a facade to talk about it.
It's just an excuse to hang out.
Yeah.
we're just a bunch of nerds. Yeah.
We're just a bunch of nerds. None of us are married, so laser tag it is.
We've got nothing better to do. No kids.
Nothing better to do. All right. Now, what inspired us to make the podcast specifically? Let's start with you, Dallin, because you were the one who initially brought that up.
I mean, I've had the thought to do it for a couple years now, to do some sort of podcast. And like Slaughtermelon and I have talked about doing a podcast before, but he's Mr. Businessman now and is super busy and doesn't really have the time. And so, what was it? Was it like last week, 2 weeks ago? I think I
It was like last
texted
week.
I was listening to the Luke's podcast on the Loveland channel, and they just he
Shout
and
out to
Josiah
Luke.
were talking. Shout out Luke's podcast, fun. The Playbook, good podcast.
We
Laser
love the
Loveland,
playbook.
Laser Force Loveland is the account. Playbook is the podcast. There's a really cool episode that's coming out in it should be like in 3.5 hours from the time of recording.
Did he say when
That's
he was
a
going to
very
release it?
special
'Cause
episode.
You've been telling me that episode's going to come out, and it hasn't come out every single day I've checked. So
Well, he produces one a week, and it didn't come out last week, so it's got to be this week, right, guys?
right,
Right.
please.
He just
I
never
want to see
releases
Bolton
it.
embarrass himself even more than he's going to do on this
I
podcast.
embarrass you way more than I embarrass myself. When you
What do you
listen
mean
to
you
it,
embarrassing me?
you'll see in your inbox.
Okay, man.
Can't be as bad as when you were on the resupply and you were talking about me and my brother's bathroom habits.
But everybody knows about that.
Yeah, that's not exactly
Well,
a
yeah, now
secret.
they do because he talked about it.
I mean,
Uh,
when you have to wait 45 minutes to start a game because
dude,
Dallin Forsyth decided he needed to go poopies right after
look, you gotta
everyone messed
shit
it up.
in real life before you shit on them in game. That's all I'm saying.
Well, if you don't
He's
say
gotta
that, how
warm
are you
up.
going to drop the 6th nuke? I'm saying.
6 shame. 5 nukes in one. Yeah. All right.
What we talk about? What inspired us?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was listening. I was at Walmart. I was shopping at Walmart, and I was listening to him and Josiah talking about like Nats last year and the year before, and I was like, man, this is so fun to listen to. Like, I have so much I could say about this stuff. So I texted the group chat. I was like, guys, let's just start a podcast. Like, screw it, yellow. And yeah,
You literally did. I
here we
saw
are.
the second you posted it, and I was like, down, because you mind if I segue into my reason?
Go
Segues
ahead.
really well. Awesome. My reason is last week, the same thing at work. I just listened to Luke's podcast, and I was like, this is awesome. So I actually messaged him, and we recorded an episode. And after we recorded that one episode, I was like, dang, I kind of want to keep doing this. And then it was like 2 days later, Dallin, you
terrible
texted in
job
the
of
group
keeping that a
chat.
secret, by the way. You're like, oh, I didn't do anything. You'll see what I did. I immediately knew.
Good for you, Logan. Good.
Yeah, just want to point that out.
Anyways, yeah, I was like, I want to do this more, and then Dallin sent that, and I immediately was like, there it is. There's a sign. There's the excuse. So yeah, what's your reason, Logan?
Just want to talk with my friends. I think a lot of our conversations deserve to be broadcasted. Even
That's
though they're
fair.
awful.
Deserved is a very strong word. I don't know about that.
Wanted to flex my creative muscles a little bit and make something cool.
Okay. There we go. was like,
Yeah, I
we
mean,
don't
you
deserve anything.
designed this beautiful interface that we're all sitting in right now.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Granted,
I ripped
I
this
helped.
video off of YouTube. This like laser background.
I helped though. I was like, can we get like a live
It looks
background
good.
in there? And you were
Yeah,
like, it's
yeah.
impossible. And then you made it possible because you're just the greatest at everything, actually,
Oh,
except for
thanks,
laser
dude.
tag. That's Dallin. But
I could never be better.
Yes,
Alright.
you can.
That's true. You can
I
always always
believe
room
I'm
to
gonna be
improve.
better. Please tell me.
If we
one of
want
the
to
reasons
win
we
the
love-
Nats, you've got to be better.
that's why we love laser tag so much. Is because no matter how good you are, you can always get better.
Nats 2026
So
is
long as you
ours.
try. That's 2020. Yeah.
Surely this time we'll win.
Sure.
This time we've got it.
Surely this time I'll have a team.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I would also like to say another inspiration, big shout out to the Resupply podcast, who has been talking about this for as long as I've been playing, basically.
True.
G&D, DK, and Than are all like just so fun to listen to. Even though they're a bunch of old people, you know, they're still enjoyable to hear their
definitely
wisdom.
don't,
It's
yeah.
nice.
We definitely don't have the experience they do.
Yes.
Like, I was just talking to Logan. Like, Than's like the first like American player to travel internationally. He was like there. You were saying down. He was like there when they discovered doubles.
But
Like,
yeah, I don't know the full story. From what I remember, he or someone else was saying like, yeah, some team, I think the Auckland team or some team down there discovered it while they were in a tournament.
Crazy.
Like, that's crazy to me.
Imagine you
that
walk
they were
into a
just
game
playing
and
in a
it's like-
tournament game. Like, wait, I just got shots and lives at the same time. What the hell?
Imagine being
Crazy.
the enemy team and it's like, why are they getting resupplied in half the time?
Yeah, no, for real. That'd be so trippy. Why are
Like,
they
why
always
are-
out of their base attacking
Yeah,
us?
guys,
What the heck's
why are they-
happening?
Haven't they stopped pushing yet? They're still.
They're still attacking.
They're
It's been
like
2
the last
minutes.
3 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, next up on the agenda, fellas, is how we came into the laser tag scene. We're going to start with you, Snuffles, because you've been playing the longest, as you mentioned before mentioned with your 10.
Yeah, so I started technically when I was like 10-ish years old. So the undisclosed place we play at in St. George, my older brothers worked there, and they played regularly. And so there was like there's some tournament they hosted. I meant to like check before this what tournament it was exactly, but I'm not sure. But there's a tournament there, and I gotta go, and I gotta like watch from like the bridge at the top, you know, and it was super cool. And so I was like, yo, I want to like play with you guys. So there's a little while where they'd bring me and I'd play, but only for like maybe a month. So like only like 3-4 weeks I actually played. And then in 2017, because they invited me again, like it had died off, and they started playing again to prep for 2017 Nats. And then right after that, I turned 18, and I started playing consistently once I hit 18. So, and I've been playing since.
Nice.
So
All
did
right.
you play 2017 Nats then?
No, I started playing like right afterwards. Yeah.
It seems like Detroit was like your big debut.
Yeah, that's my first Nats. I played. My first tournament was the Loveland West Coast in 2018, and then my first Nats was 2019 in Detroit.
I'm sure you can talk all
we don't talk about
2018 tournament. I've heard a little bit about it.
Oh, I can another time, but
Yeah.
I was not good.
Oh yeah.
We'll have an episode dedicated to talking about Nats in general, I think. Later down the line. So stay tuned for that. Your mouse is on me, Logan. What was... No, get it off. Get it out of here.
Fine.
Get it. Awesome. All right, now we're going to go with Metal Face Scout, because you've been playing second longest.
Yeah, so this is going to get familiar once Rockwood starts talking about how he got into tag, but turns out when you work at a fun center that has Laser Force, you tend to play Laser Force, which is kind of strange, right? So I started working at Laser Mania in 2018, 2019. And then ever since I started working there, I just got hooked. And that was back with the OG group. I'm not sure if you guys remember Off the Wall, but there were Off the Wall and Crypt and, of course, Thunder.
Ace Knight.
Yeah,
Thunder.
Ace Knight.
That guy who gave us the free movies.
And I think I left just when Tiny stopped playing. And I've heard Tiny, that name thrown around a little bit. So
Tiny? I've never heard of Tiny that I can recall.
Yeah.
You probably have. Thunder's talked about him. But yeah, no, he wasn't playing when I started. But I had heard about him.
Yeah. And I just fell in love, man. I played and I couldn't stop playing, and I want to be the best, just like everyone else.
The best, just like everyone else. Oh, because everyone else wants to be the best, not the best like everyone else. The best like everyone else wants to be.
Yeah.
Glad you figured it out. Just like with the dogs that earlier today.
Oh, because I just now put that
Scooper
out.
Oh
he said Scooper.
Can you clue us?
So for context, I was just in Las Vegas. I stayed at a hotel, nice little resort area. I'm a bit sunburned now because of it, but it's worth it. Anyways, I sent a picture to the group chat with my feet in it at the pool, and our other friend Cameron, he was like, "Oh, I see you brought Scooper to the pool with you." And Scooper's my golden retriever, who's laying down right behind me. And Bolton was like, "What? I don't see him. Where is he?" And I was like, "Are you serious?" And he was like, "Scooper's literally not in the picture." I was like, "Dude."
Oh, that's not what you said. You said something else, but you deleted it right after.
Well, we don't have to get into that.
No, we don't.
I don't know what they're talking about. I was not there for that.
We'll tell you later.
Okay.
And Bolton just had a classic Bolton moment, and he just now, about 8 hours later, roughly, has figured it out. So, yeah.
I never said I was the smartest or the fastest or the best or talented in any way. I'm just the host.
You're just the host.
I'm just the host.
Fair enough.
All right.
What about yourself,
How I
Bolton?
got into laser tag? I'm so glad you asked. I've always loved playing laser tag ever since I was a kid. Going to birthdays and stuff. But it wasn't till the aforementioned friend Cameron, or Volterizer, as his laser tag name is, moved in across the street from me, and he had these crappy little laser tag guns that actually aren't crappy, and I think they're pretty cool and pretty neat. And yeah, one day, like, he was still unpacking from moving, and I was over at his house, and he pulled them out, and it's like, let's play with these guns. And we played with them, and we thought they sucked, and put them away. But then, like a year later, we pulled them back out again, and it turns out they're actually really fun. And so we would play laser tag every day. And then, like, our birthdays are in, like, the same week. So for our birthdays, it's like, let's go to the, nondescript laser tag place in St. George, Utah, and play laser tag for our birthdays. And so there was like a solid week. We have another friend whose birthday is in November. So like 3 days out of the week, we went to the laser place and played laser tag. And it's like, man, laser tag's super fun. And so ever since then, like I would just go there all the time. And the employees started to recognize me, like meds. Like my brother and I would play Britain, and he would come in the game when they recognized us because we would go there like once a month, and he would go in the game and like balance us out in public games because we were just too good. Yeah. So then eventually I decided I want to work there, and then same thing as Metal Face. It turns out when you get free laser tag and it's Laser Force, and there's a group that comes in and plays Laser Force like 2 times a week, you're going to play Laser Force with the group, and eventually you'll get roped into SM5.
For better or for worse, yeah.
For better or for worse, yeah.
Yeah, Bolton
Here
was
we are
the
now.
outcast of our social group for like a year, but that's a story for another time.
It did take about a year before we started hanging out. Also,
Look at us
Logan,
now.
I will have you know, we worked opposite shifts for a whole year. The only time I saw you would be at staff meetings or when the shifts are being changed. Like you're closing and I'm opening and we swap out.
Yeah.
Literally never even a mid shift where we like the first time we had a shift together, it was over a year after I started working there.
That's crazy, actually.
I honestly, Logan, I'm just going to be straight up with you. I kind of thought you were like a little bit of a prick.
I know, you told me that, yeah.
Yeah,
It's really
but
funny,
this
actually.
is a podcast, so I'm telling you again.
I was 100% a prick.
Dallin kind of was. I kind of
Yeah.
did not look forward to working with Dallin because you were just quiet and you just kept brushing me off. I tried to be your friend and you just ignored me. Watched your League of Legends stream at work.
I was angsty.
That's a
And
topic.
I would
an
just do all the
teenager.
tasks.
Why is League of Legends so popular with the Laser Force community? Please let me know. Anyways, sorry.
Mental illness.
Yeah. Basically.
You ask a laser tag player, they won't deny it.
No, we're all freaking mentally ill.
Yeah.
It's
Mental
just a
illness is
fact.
ravaging the laser tag community. All right, so that's how we all came to know tag and be such great friends. Well, that and also we would, engage in various hijinks outside of work and tag. But
Don't even mention gun
that's
law.
for a different podcast.
You might send Metal Face into a full-on panic attack.
There he goes. All right. So, let's see. Up next, it says players who have inspired us in how we play. Do you feel like that's a natural segue into the next topic?
Dude, it's our first time doing this. We
Yeah.
don't need to be natural. Who cares? We're just having fun.
True. Okay. Let's see. A better question. Yeah. So, how long have each of us played? So, one was like starting from your debut. So, down your debut, you said it was West
It
Coast.
was September. Well, yeah, competitively, like since my first tournament was 2018, so it's a little over 7 years because that's in January 2018.
Wait. Oh my gosh. Yeah, 2018 was 7 years ago.
Dude, it's 2025. Time flies. Yeah. But I started playing the beginning of September of 2017. So it's been like 7.5 years, excuse me. You know?
Okay.
Hot minute.
Logan, when was your competitive debut?
My full competitive debut was 2021. I started in 2018, had really slow progress and just kind of played, social games, whatever. And come 2021, I got stuck in Nats playing Medic in Syracuse. And on record, I've told Mischief that 2024 Nats was like the worst tournament, for certain reasons. I'd take it back. I was wrong. 2021 was worse. That was a moment of weakness.
2021 was... Yeah.
You guys had fun.
And nothing on like... No, I was going to say for you, that makes 100% sense. Because like we just kind of threw you into Medic. And yeah.
That's
It was first tournament, like actual tournament away from St. George. New arena, playing Medic.
Yeah. So
it's rough.
Competitively, for me, it's been about 4 years. So less time. I would say 2021 put a veil over my eyes, I kind of stopped playing. I played more on instinct. And then 2024 opened me up. And I feel amazing. Anyways. Yeah, so 4 or 5 years of competitive play for me. Why are you giggling?
You want to know what else opens you up and makes you feel amazing?
Dude, a delicious hamburger. I had one earlier today. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so true.
Opened my mouth.
So
good.
Let's go.
I was like, dude, I had like 7 beers at the pool. I hadn't eaten all day. In the car ride driving home, and then the hamburger was there. Oh my gosh.
Where was the hamburger from? Did it disappear?
In my stomach, yeah. Oh, disappear. I thought you said disappear.
No, that's where it appeared from. Like, where
some fast food place that I had never heard of.
Bro, can't remember.
No, I can't remember what it's called. I was like
so
half
good
asleep.
Dude,
I forgot. It was just so good. It wasn't like it's fast food, but it wasn't anything that you probably like. Oh yeah, I've been there. Like nothing mainstream. Bit underground. You wouldn't. Yeah, you probably never heard of it.
Yeah.
Right, the Nats 2024 burger.
Underground. It came from the underground. Could have been made of rocks.
All right,
dude. We'll talk about that later. Never mind.
All right, and my debut was the West Coast 2022. That was March, so it's been just over 3 years. About 3 years.
Was that like outside of St. George? Was that your first?
Yep.
Okay. So I was gonna say we had done some small tournaments here.
I never participated in those because competitive laser tag seemed like the least fun thing in the world, and I told myself I would, too much stress. I'm a chill guy. I like playing for funsies. That was a lie, as it turns out.
No, wasn't there.
There was one afterwards in November.
No, there was one 2021 in November.
I didn't.
I swear. I'm pretty sure you were on my team.
Nope. It was November 2022. It was November 2022 because it's my first semester in college. I remember it very well because I had to go straight from the awards ceremony to my English class because it was late at night. It was 2022, and also Andor was coming out first season, and that was when you were on my team and we took second. We beat Logan.
Oh, maybe you're right. I was thinking of the COVID.
Was it the random draw? This is one. It's the shirt from the random draw.
No, okay, wait. Nerd Sturgis.
Yeah, you're wearing that.
2020.
I was wearing my laser tag shirt.
Wait. I think No, okay, you weren't. Oh, it was Logan on my team. Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't you, as Logan. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm sorry, I doubted you, Bolton.
It's okay.
I was thinking one of Logan was on my team in 2020.
I'm Logan, by the way, if you didn't catch that. I don't think I ever said
Metal Face. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Your room looks really clean, Logan.
This is my living room, but thank you.
Yeah, you cleaned it for a long time.
Why were you cleaning your room before, if it wasn't even going to be shown on camera?
I was cleaning this room, the living room.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what you want from me, man.
Anyways, speaking of names, code names. Let's talk about how we all got our code names, because you're probably wondering, if he's Logan and he's Dallin, then like, why does it say Metal Face and Snuffles? And that's a great question. Let's start with Metal Face this time.
Okay, so I'm not too confident I can pull up my screen seamlessly, but my codename is from a game released by Oxeye Game Studios, published by Mojang Game Studios. The same Mojang, by the way, before
from
Microsoft
Minecraft.
Bought them.
From the Minecraft movie?
Yeah, fun fact: the Minecraft movie came out like
Flint and Steel. That's all I know about the movie. Is he just like announced?
Can you hold it together, man? Come on, we're doing a show here. Stop. Anyways,
Damn.
My bad.
Dad Logan came out. Okay,
For
continue.
real.
the robots you play as robots, they're called Metal Faces, and I thought that was the coolest freaking game. It's still a cool game. Soundtrack's awesome, but that was my name and it just stuck.
Okay.
Yeah. He even has a review for the game that you can check out for yourself if you want. His Steam
No.
account is.
No. Let's slow down here. Let's slow down.
All right.
If that doesn't pull up, I got his social security. I have it here somewhere. So mine, I was just trying to figure out like a gamer name, like a gamer tag for video games that I liked. And I wanted something, I don't know, quirky, something different. And I was watching the movie Aliens in the Attic, which I haven't watched in a hot minute, but I love that movie. Goated movie.
Aliens in the Attic?
And yeah, it's good.
What is that?
And it's a bit underground. Yeah, that doesn't shock me. You've never heard of it. But there's this alien. Basically, these aliens, like, there's this family on like a vacation to the summer home, and these aliens like crash there or whatever, and they're like these small little green alien guys.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But one of them, like the youngest daughter, like befriends like one of them or whatever, and names him Mr. Snugglelumps. And I was watching that. I was like, oh, what if I do like Mr. Snuffleups? And so it started Mr. Snuffleups, and then it went to Snuffleups, and then just Snuffles now.
Only real OGs remember.
Actually, I will say Snuffles. Shout out Sergeant Tucker. It was at my first tournament. He was calling me Snuffles, not Snuffleups, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that better, just Snuffles. So Sergeant Tucker.
Let's go. Can I get
Let's
5?
go.
They have it.
World champion Tucker.
World champion Tucker.
Bastard.
World champion Tucker.
We're not salty.
I
Not at all.
want you guys to know there is an Aliens in the Attic DS game.
I've never played it. I knew that, but I haven't tried it. Have you played it? Is it good?
No, I'm looking it up, and it just gave me the weirdest, like the strangest flashbacks. I think it was what's it called? It's like some like Narnia ripoff. It's like Peter something. I don't even remember what it's called, but in the preview for this movie. Oh, hi Logan. Just looking it up.
Well, yeah.
In the preview for that movie, one of the movie previews is for Aliens in the Attic, and so it just unlocked some memories.
Oh
Yeah. So the guy laying down like on his side right there. That's
Yeah.
Mr. Snugglelumps.
Interesting. So that's
Yeah.
no, it says his name
Okay.
is Sparks.
oh,
That's his actual name. But like the girl
they call
when she
him
met him
Snugglelumps.
was like, I'm gonna name you Mr.
Right.
Snugglelumps.
his
Ah.
nickname.
So yeah.
That's wild.
Oh, Sparks would also be a sick tag name. Sparks and Thunder.
That's true.
I asked Thunder once. I was like, "What if I named myself to Lightning?" He's like, "I think I'd stop playing tag." I was like,
Fair
"Oh,
enough.
damn."
That's so fair.
This looks
It got
like
a
the most-
5.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 34% on Rotten Tomatoes.
This is like shovelware.
I loved it. I haven't watched it in years, like I said, but I just
Looks like
it was
early
one of the
2000s.
funniest movies when I was, growing up.
Fair enough.
Good times.
All right. And now, side tangent aside, we will now move on to Rockwood. Oh, Rockwood, where's your name come from? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. It's my middle name. That's it.
You gotta tell the Chaser
You
story.
gotta tell the Chaser story.
You gotta tell the Chaser story. It's so funny.
Okay, so where do I even start? So we're on Nats. We've been playing with this guy for years, on and off. Like he's known me for years, and we're just chilling back at the place we're staying.
No, we're in the car.
And
This guy being Chaser,
this wasn't in the
who was
car.
on our
This,
Nats team last year.
this is when we were chilling.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
In the
okay.
basement, and he just goes, or no, this was at dinner. This was when we were eating.
I was
At
gonna
that
say,
big-
was this at
This
Wing
was at that.
Nuts?
It was at the place where I I connected to the Bluetooth
No, we're in
speaker.
Colorado.
Remember for a second?
Oh yeah.
And
The
then that one
sandwich
guy walks
place.
in and talked to Caleb about this. He's like, "Which one of you here owns a Cybertruck?" And then just sat down next to Caleb while he was eating and like wouldn't take the hint that like Caleb
Like, piss
didn't want
off.
to talk about his car.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know why the topic came up, but he asked me. Oh, it's because it's my middle name, and he didn't believe me. And so I showed him my driver's license, Bolton Rockwood Wood, and then he goes, "I thought it was a penis joke this whole time." And I was horrified. I was like, "No, it's my middle name. I love Rockwood." He just thought for years that it was just some. This is such a stretch. Like Rockwood. Why would you put that as your name of all like the penis jokes?
Dude,
Like
we literally had a player named Rock Hard,
Rock Hard. That's true.
who then switched to Rockhead. So like, it's not unheard of. And it is you we're talking about. If anyone were to do a penis joke, it would be you.
I mean, it's fair. But
it was so funny though. He was so just like mind blown, baffled.
he could not
At the
leave it alone.
revelation.
They kept telling people that, like, did you guys know that Bolton's middle name is Rock? Like, Rock. I don't believe that. He kept talking to random people and bringing it
Because
up.
like you told him it was your middle name, and he was like, "I don't believe you. Like, show
You know
me
he
your
did.
ID," and you did, and he's like, "What? Your name's Bolton Rockwood Wood?"
It is Bolton Rockwood Wood. I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my first name or my middle name or my last name. Anyways, Logan.
Jesus.
All right. So, on the topics I have least favorite code name, I feel like this is a perfect segue.
Least favorite code name?
Yeah, what's your least favorite code name you've seen? I have mine ready. If you guys need time to think.
I definitely need to think about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mine is Cody's. Whatever it is.
Okay, that's a
No
good
one knows.
Yeah.
Literally nobody knows what it is. I hear
I
Luke
do.
talking about Cody on the podcast, and he's like, "Yeah, it's some Japanese characters. No one knows what it is. It's some." All right, Logan, you better cut that out.
Yeah.
We're counting on you. We're
Well-
counting on you.
What if I just bleep all the parts where we? Yeah, never mind. Anyways,
That'd be a very long bleep.
Do you want me to go with my code name next, Dallin?
Yeah, let's give Dallin some time to search.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't know.
This is
Again,
gonna be
no shout
controversial
out.
Take.
No,
What?
I was gonna say no. This is no hate against the players. This is just our least favorite names, not because we don't like the players. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to the players we don't like afterwards.
Yeah,
We're gonna have a player tier list later.
And then we're gonna have an oiled twerk off versus Rusty versus Thunder.
Both naked oiled up
Ooh.
husbands.
Ooh.
I don't know if we could put that in either.
Okay, so, no hate on Anthony, but poopies. I'm sorry.
Oh, like,
I don't
how could I forget?
understand.
That's fair. I will say, as a grown man, having poopies as your name is
It's
something.
bold. It's bold. And
It's-
a
no,
lot
it's
of people
ballsy.
love it. I'm just not one of them.
It's very silly to see on a shirt, and when you get zapped and you look at your screen and you say you're zapped by poopies, you can't help but crack a little bit of a smile.
You can't. You're right. Yeah. I
But
guess I'm just too serious.
as your name is wild,
Yeah. As you're like, you want to.
as a representing who you as a
You're known
Yeah.
by this moniker, and
Poopies.
it's poopies.
he's a
Love
grown
Anthony,
man. He's,
but
Love
yeah.
he's a
Anthony.
grown
the support
man.
during Nats was awesome.
That's true. He's super chill dude. One of my favorite people, especially during that. It's like you said, he was just a chill guy. Just good vibes all around.
Indeed. All right,
So
Dallin,
thank you,
do
Poopies,
we need
for your
to take
support.
a break? You got a name up yet?
No, I got mine.
Okay.
So mine, I'm gonna have to go with Doc Feelgood.
You don't
Just
like
'cause,
Doc
like-
Feelgood?
No, just
Why?
I don't know why.
Okay.
How is he making you feel? What's he doing? You know,
He's a resupply. Maybe he gives you lives and you feel good because he's healing.
I don't
you.
know. Maybe
He's a love
that's the
Alright,
only
I'm
other
switching
one I can
mine.
think of.
I'm switching my least favorite name to Snuffles. It's based off a character from a really mid movie that has an even worse spin-off game. So
Okay, mine's Rockwood. It's literally your middle name. Be original.
He got you there.
shut up, Metal
I
Face.
don't know. I don't have any really that I'm like, oh, I don't like that code name. Even Poopies, I'm like, okay, it's kind of funny.
It's silly.
It's,
I'm glad
No.
Poopies exists. I'm glad Poopies is a name.
Like Poopies is funny. Maybe if it's something like Piss, like that's like what, like that's actually like okay.
That
what the,
elicits
you
even
know.
more of a disgust response. Because
No, that one's worse. Because Poopies is
silly.
like funny.
And then you
That's
just-
fun to
Poopies
say.
is
It's
funny.
silly.
It's silly.
But then it's just like, I know what my next tournament
Especially
name
because
is.
Poopies is like super jacked. He's like 6'4" and just like buff.
Yeah.
So, and he's just Poopies on the back of his shirt. It cracks me up.
Next duos, me and Kayla, we're gonna be Piss and Shit as our as our names.
Oh.
Forget Booze and
All right.
Keys. Piss
Logan and I
and
are being cock and balls.
shit. Team Torture.
Who's ready for the torture? I don't know if I'm gonna plug this podcast to my friends and family anymore after saying that. But
Yeah, if you're still watching at this point, shout out to you, the viewer. We appreciate the support. You could be doing something more productive, but we appreciate you.
more productive. All right. With that out of the way, what's some of our favorite player names that we've seen?
Ooh.
Favorite names. Ooh.
There's a lot. Honestly,
Dude,
there's quite a few that I really like.
there's a lot that I really like. I will say there is one that stands firmly head and shoulders above the rest.
Okay.
It's got to be Rainbow Panther. I mean, what a classic, you know.
Oh,
Bring back Rainbow
Bring
Panther.
back-
Rainbow Panther.
We have the technology. We can
We
reveal
have
it.
the tech. Yeah. Dude, I need to get one of the hats from John Calkins.
Ooh.
For those of you who don't know, Rainbow Panther was a legendary player throughout the community, but tragically passed away.
Tragically passed away.
Yeah, due to
Um,
gross
A
negligence.
legend. You know,
Real
really
legend.
probably was going to be the Rusty Killer, but unfortunately,
But Rainbow
he was
Panther
brutally
kind of,
murdered by Slaughtermelon. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I was actually going to say Slaughtermelon's one of my favorites. It's just a fun, catchy name. It's got a nice pun, Slaughtermelon. That has nothing to do with laser tag. And honestly, if I thought harder and longer, I could probably think of one that maybe I like better. But it's just so fun to say Slaughtermelon.
It really fits
Yeah.
his playstyle to a T. He's a Slaughtermelon. It really
And his
works.
little picture is the angry face.
Yeah.
So funny because I've never seen that man angry in my life. Always got a jolly old smile on.
just a
It's a
silly
real
little
shame.
guy.
It's a real shame he killed Rainbow Panther like that. You never would have thought he had it in him, but he did. He slaughtered him just like a melon.
R.I.P.
This is stupid.
I really like Tragedy, just because it's funny. Like Tragedy is a legendary Brisbane player, probably, if not the best player of all time, second best. And so it's like if he destroys you, it's like what a tragedy, or like in Nats when we killed Glader out of the game early on, in the second round against them. Glader's his son. The whole time I was just giggling to myself because I was like, haha, what a tragedy.
Has been fallen.
Yeah, what a tragedy. Anyway, I like just like the one word ones, like
What was accurate?
Thunder.
Accurate though.
Yeah. Thunder was going to
Stuff
be
like
my
that.
my favorite classic.
I like Maniac. Maniac's a good one.
Maniac is
Bagel. You gotta shout out
Shout
Bagel
out.
because
It doesn't count because he changes his name every like 3
It doesn't.
minutes.
However, I will say this Bagel gets an honorable mention because it made its way into the briefing video.
That's true.
And then, PAX got named Bagel, and that had its custom icon and everything. Just some a little gag between Luke and Josiah.
Yeah.
So, shout out to that. That one's influential for real.
Literal legendary.
I gotta talk about a player we talked about earlier, Rock Hard.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
quite the name.
You liked his name?
I love.
No, it made me uncomfortable. Okay, if I had to pick one, the name I didn't like, it'd be Rock Hard.
Okay.
What's wrong with
He's like,
Rock
No one
Hard?
knows Rock Hard because he was a player from St.
He was a St.
long
George
time
player,
ago.
and he was pretty good. Like he was getting good, but then yeah,
If
moved
he
on.
stuck with it, he
I
would have
know.
been a top tier player for
If
sure.
he stuck with him, he probably could have been an A2 player.
Oh yeah.
Also, shout out to Chaser for making his name a literal penalty that you can incur in the
And
game.
he
with
didn't even
Space
know.
Movement.
Like that's
And-
his code name, and he hadn't even heard of Space Movements. You know.
Yeah, and also his name is Jace, not Chase. So like sometimes you want to talk to Chase, but you call him Chase because you're thinking of Chaser.
Or Jacer. Sometimes I slip and say that.
No, that's fair. Meds is of course a classic because he
Meds.
just likes to be the medic. Simple as, very straightforward. You're not gonna forget that Meds is your medic. Your medic is Meds. Points for that. We are going to talk about the Cedar City Arena, right? Now, a history of that arena is Caleb said, I'm going to make my own fun center with blackjack and hookers, alongside Snuffles, of course, worked there for a little bit, and Thunder. And it's an old movie theater, right? You guys, you gutted the seats and stuff and built what could quite possibly be considered the worst arena.
Oh, it's not even
Okay.
close.
Clarification: we didn't do that. The previous owners did that. And a
Oh,
fun
the
story,
previous-
actually.
Oh.
Yeah. No, you think we would design an arena that god awful?
I don't know, man.
I feel
I don't work
insulted
there.
right now. No, it's been like that for years until they took over. Fun story, actually. So, while Thunder was a manager at the undisclosed laser tag site that we play at weekly in St. George, the owner of Cedar Fun Center actually came down because he had heard of Eves and stuff through the grapevines, networking, and had asked him, like he knew like he played competitively, and he came in and he like asked him a bunch of questions about arena design because he was putting in laser tag. He asked him about like laser tag systems, arenas, like the do's and the don'ts, and Thunder gave him the whole rundown.
I can imagine.
And then the dude did the exact opposite of what Thunder suggested.
Right.
Like he put in stairs instead of ramps. Are we good?
Yeah, why on earth? Like, was he just begging for a lawsuit to happen when he put in the stairs?
So
I don't know. Yeah. And so he made this awful arena, if there's a second floor, but it's not a second floor. You have a platform and then you have a step hallway that's like a step down and then steps
Dude, I
back up
hate
to another
that step so
platform
much.
and then like 4 steps down to another platform.
yeah,
Which then
I
like
hate-
steps up
you could be
2 steps to this other one. Awful.
Moving through that arena is like a nightmare because you go so slow because
You
like,
have
the
to look at your feet.
Yeah.
You can't be
And
like trying to shoot
there's
people
no
and
cover
move.
in
You
the
have to
middle.
look down.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
no,
have
it's
to
awful.
just sit in the red base, anyways. So
It's totally like one-sided. Red base is way stronger than green. Yeah,
if you can call it a base, but yeah,
if you
so
can even call it
essentially,
that.
the big news is that Caleb is finally, it's not a total redesign, but it is a rework of the arena, right? We're getting rid of the stairs, replacing more ramps, more cover, right? It's going to be a little more
Yeah.
cohesive, easier for both sides to start at. It's going to be playable, right? So we're
And
really
that's
excited
the
for
other-
that.
That's the other part I forgot to mention. There's also like upstairs. There's basically no like full walls. It's half walls and there's
it's all
it's so
chicken
open.
coop wiring fence.
Yeah,
is
no,
what it is.
yeah, it's awful.
It's
And
where you
so,
go
like,
to die.
Yeah, flattening the floor so it's actually like just one solid second floor. And as you
The
said,
bridge. He's adding a
you know,
bridge.
taking out the stairs. There's a bridge now where stairs used to be, which is so much better. Gonna do ramps. And so obviously it's not gonna be perfect because he can't completely remake it from the ground up. But it will
And
be
there are
way better
rumors.
than what it used to be.
Right, there's a potential that you might be selling that building and building a new one. So, he's not going to get too crazy with it, but he will make it playable. And he's wanting to host a social in May. So that is something that we obviously very much look forward to. We've been spreading the hype, putting together teams. And one of the things we would like to talk about is potentially how we would want to run the little tournament. that he wants to have.
Like,
there
what
at CEDAR.
format do we think could be fun for it?
Yes, and start with you, Metal Face.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to hear Logan's thoughts.
Yeah,
Such a hard choice. Though I think I would just do invitational, and I would just have you set your team, and that's that. Like, no limits on team. Whatever team you want, you show up, you play. It's that. I don't know what you call that, but
What about like just like a standard West Coast?
yeah.
I guess. Would you? What are your thoughts? Like, do you think like a duos type thing, or like random draw, or like more like traditional, like you pick positions type?
Yeah,
That's personally kind of what I'm leaning towards.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards pick positions because that's going to just be better for practicing. If you pick and stick with a position, you're able to synergize with your team more. So I want that.
Especially because me too, because I feel like I love random draws and duos, and all those things are like super fun. But it's been a while since we've done like a non-Nats tournament that's like kind of try hard and like pick your teams type thing, you know, like you're trying as best as you can to win, you know?
Yeah, I want to try. Like, I want to feel like I'm not screwed over by a randomizer, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
there's been a lot of that feeling recently.
Yeah, you could finish up the work on that selector.
I don't want to hear it, man.
Selector.
Selector.
I'm just messing with you. I know you can't finish the work on the selector,
And
but the work you have done so far has been great.
I've been working on the new version of the selector.
Yes, we can talk about the selector another time, though, not to get too off topic. But
what about you, Lockwood? What do you think, like tournament structure wise? What would you want to do?
I think because this is essentially like a new arena, like no one's ever actually played Space Marines 5, it would be interesting to run some good lineups. Like what you guys are kind of saying, try a little bit harder, because we want people playing at their best with their, people they synergize with the best in the positions they feel the most comfortable in, because it could be really exciting to see how we discover the meta of this new arena.
That's true, yeah.
And also it'd be fun. A little bit of it's selfish. I want to play with my boys, with you and Metal Face. I feel like it could be fun. And we've turned up a lot of interest from the players who've been coming to Tag Tuesdays recently. They want to participate too, so we could make throw some newbies in there. With how
much people we've been getting recently, since we started playing again at the undisclosed location, I think we should get 2, if not potentially, maybe, dare I say it, 3 like Utah teams.
I agree.
Which is a lot and would probably not happen, but I feel like there's actually a possibility.
There's enough interest where it is a possibility.
There's enough interest where it's possible.
If we're able to dredge out some of the retirees like Tandor, I guess I think we could get 3 teams.
Yeah, maybe awesome. Crypt.
Oh, Crypt. Good choice.
Yeah.
Yes, and then there is, of course, the little dilemma we have of, right, Caleb is a very generous man, and on members' nights, he has historically in the past let us play for free, and he said he plans on not charging us as well for just the regular, like, Tag Tuesday games. If that is the case...
Obviously, he charged for the tournament, but...
Obviously, he charged for the tournament, right? Because that part of the reason he's doing the tournament is to cover the cost of the arena redesign. And the arena redesign helps with hosting a tournament, so they go hand in hand. But just doing the members' nights, right? Will we... I feel like there's a good chance that we might want to practice up there instead. Now, the issue is, right, the big thing is, if we go up there and practice, right, obviously, when we did the college club, it's a much harder to gain interest, to generate interest for a laser tag night if you have to drive an hour up north, right? Yeah. You can't leave early because someone else is your ride, and you're committed up there. It takes a lot more time, it takes 2 additional hours out of your day or evening. And that can be quite discouraging to lots of players, right? Lots of these guys we have, They show up to the undisclosed laser tag place, right? But sometimes, they can treat us a bit poorly, like second-rate customers, or even not customers at all. They just treat us a bit unfair. So it's kind of a balance of like, do we keep going there because it's easier and here? And as of right now, the arena is obviously better. But once CEDAR gets that new arena, right, and it works well, and Slaughtermelon doesn't really charge us, then it could be interesting. Like, will we still have enough players interested to travel up to CEDAR for Space Marines 5, or should we just stick with what's comfortable here and endure the lack of freedom that we would normally get if we went up to CEDAR instead, to have full control over the system, the games, what we're doing, don't have to work with feisty employees.
Certain things, yeah.
Yeah.
For lack
He
of a
who shall
better
not
word.
be named. Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
So we don't have enough players. Simple as. At most, we get 14, 15 players. Cut that in half for CEDAR travelers. We can't go up to CEDAR at all. If I'm being honest.
I disagree. I completely disagree. I don't think it's going to be a weekly thing where we go up there.
Oh.
But I think like weekly, 100% no. I agree. We couldn't do it weekly. But like if we do every other week or something like that, yeah. Because especially, Caleb and Thunderbolt still live up there. And there are people up there who had played with us when we played up there for like, a couple months,
True.
last year or the year before, that were consistently coming.
Meds and Vulcan both live an hour away from St. George and Cedar City, so to them, it's the same.
To them, it doesn't matter. Like, Lennon lives up there still as well. I think he told me he was going to come to tag next week down here. But, like, I think we could definitely get enough people for SM5 to go up there.
I guess that's true.
Not every week for sure, but, if we do an every other type thing, like, yeah. Because then we can also build the site up there.
My thoughts were the same. I was thinking that a good answer might be to potentially alternate where you play or replay, to kind of maybe, even if like we plan on playing somewhere full time, to ease the transition, or just to make it more accessible to all players involved. Because that's not every week. What about you, Metalface? What you thinking about?
That sounds great. I really hope it like happens. I don't know. I just have no faith because we've spent 2 years. This is the last 3-4 times we've played Tag Tuesdays at disclosed location. We've had enough for Space Marines, right? Which is insane. It's been 2 years since we've actually played Space Marines at that arena. So
yeah,
I guess I'm just holding on. I don't want to upset the balance yet.
Yeah.
Can't get too excited.
Yeah.
No, and you can't get too excited because, like, this is the future. Anything can happen. There's a fair chance that maybe all die horrible deaths. Maybe we show up and the arena just still isn't as good as we would hope, and this isn't viable for Space Marines, and we
maybe it's still doo-doo. Yeah.
Yeah. We
I
really don't know. I have faith in him too. We were supposed to go and help paint it today, but we didn't because of the emergency with the projector that unfortunately, took priority over us. So we haven't actually seen the what the new redesign is starting to look like yet. But we know there's going to be an added bridge, and he's adding more cover, and he's evening the ground, and then replacing the stairs with ramps. That's all we know. But that alone will make the arena, playable.
Yeah, the half walls are
better. And playable is all you need.
Yeah, because that's a big thing. Is you have stairs instead of ramps, you have an uneven floor, and then you just don't have actual walls.
Yeah.
Fix those 3 things, which is a lot to do, granted. To do all 3 of those, that is costly and time consuming. But it's doable,
Yeah, I believe the other players call it the scaffolding arena.
Yeah. I think that's something Fan and DK like to say on the music play. The scaffolding.
And it's a very good description for the arena.
When you run at like and tilts, like you're on some.
and we're always waiting on the Cedar's gonna have an arena sometime next year.
In the next
year,
10
bro,
years,
I promise. Next
surely
year
it's gonna happen.
they're gonna host next year. It's just 1 year away, and the next year comes by and nothing has happened yet.
We're gonna win Nats
year,
next year. We got this.
Yeah.
It feels like
It's
that.
going to be so interesting.
But it's exciting because it's finally happening.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see what happens when you bring a bunch of players into a completely neutral arena. Like maybe
dude,
us.
too.
See, that's why I want to do competitive,
Yeah.
like an actual like lineups, because it's it's fair. Like
That's
we'll
the
have a
best
slight
part.
advantage, but
That's the best part
nothing
about bringing
crazy.
in new players, right? New teams that haven't played in the arena before is they get creative with it and they'll do things you won't think to do. So if we have like a competitive tournament with people from other sites, like we'll figure that arena out and it'll make play after that so much more
You're just
fun
going to use the
because we'll
traveling
have, like, a
teams
general way that it
like
works.
as test
Yeah, like we're all
dummies.
guinea
Okay.
pigs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That's part of the
exciting.
fun though. That's part of the what do you call it? The like the prestige, what do you call it? Like part of the allure, right, of this tournament is like it's a new arena, it's a novelty, the novel
Like there
experience.
isn't a home team.
Right. It's a truly neutral arena, It's not too often that you get to play in a new arena that no one has played in before. Like he said, there won't be like a distinct site advantage, like slight to us, maybe, but even then we haven't played Space Marines 5 in it that much, and it's changing anyways. So I feel like after like one day, everyone will be on even ground.
And I mean, hell, the Loveland players have played it. They played more Space Marines in it than we.
That's real. How much did you guys play?
We played like
I was out of town
3
for
games total, and we're like, this sucks. This is awful.
Yeah. That's the kind of arena you just screw around. It's like, let's see how many lights we can turn off and play shadows, or
What was it? We were playing tag. We're like, okay, somehow tag's like the best game in this arena. That's how you know it's bad. It's when something random like tag is the best game to play in it.
The bases
probably Wabbit season,
Wabbit season.
Oh no.
Some
Shout
good
out
memories
Wabbit season
in that
game.
Arena. Some good memories.
I have some terrible memories too, but we won't talk about that.
A lot more bad
That's-
memories than good memories, but there are some good memories.
Some good memories.
We could talk about how we tried to revive the laser tag club. Well, that was the original iteration of the laser tag club. Was we would take a bunch of people from the college and drive them up to Cedar City.
And the college would pay for the gas, and we would get new people every week. But we had a little bit of we got some weirdos, but it's laser tag. You're not gonna get the mentally well maintained kept people, right? We discussed this earlier in the episode. A little bit of mental illness in every laser tag player. So it was a fun crew though. We had a hearty crew going. Some real characters.
They were certainly interesting.
A lot of plans going on. A lot of strategy.
A lot of tripping over the steps.
A lot of stumbling over the stairs.
Good times.
Caleb was a shout out to Slaughtermelon for being a real
big
OG
shout out
and just letting us play for free. Even and if he does want to ever charge us, I fully understand.
I will gladly pay him double what the undisclosed location pays us.
Including travel time, gas money, and paying double what the other team charges us I have no problem doing it because he is a man who respects his customers and also is a laser tag player.
And he's one of the homies. He's my best friend, Yeah.
Sure, you have matching best friend bracelets, which look beautiful, by the way. So maybe if we glaze him enough, he'll just,
Caleb,
build
the arena right fucking now. Save us,
please.
Caleb, build a new arena, and my life is yours.
My life is yours. Make a playable arena, and my life is yours.
My life is yours, please. We just need more options. That's a frustrating part. When there's no competition, there's no incentive to maintain your player base because what are they going to do? Not play tag?
Not play.
That was the move for a while.
We always come calling back. It's just it gets to a point you gotta play tag. Without laser tag, what even are we? We're just three best friends.
A shell.
We're nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Who
You
I
got
truly
nothing.
am. My greatest accomplishment in life is that I went to New Zealand and won a laser tag tournament. Like, that's what I've got going for me, you know.
My greatest accomplishment is right here. I don't know if it'll be flipped because of the Discord, but it's there it is.
Golden gun.
Golden gun. I also have most
Hell yeah.
improved right next to it.
Not as important though. All about
No,
that.
I mean, arguably, I would argue that most improved is way more impressive.
Oh,
and
100%.
than golden
Yes.
gun, but by golly, if I didn't work my butt off for a golden gun, most improved just came as a side. It was just like a bonus I happened to get. I was just focused. I was focused on the golden gun, but I didn't miss. So, and I got it.
And one last thing I think we should talk about that we've kind of talked about, not fully, is the fact that we're playing laser tag again weekly. We played at some
Let's
time.
go.
Are back there in
Like
full
4 weeks in
swing.
a row now.
Space. Last week we got in there. Start at 7. First game 7:15. We got 12 players. 7:15. We played 6 games of Space Marines 5 back to back to back to back, and we walked out of there with stats uploaded, and we were all happy. Like,
Take that, California nerds.
yeah,
No sight.
No
Losers.
sight.
Imagine
L
not having a sight.
ratio.
No sight.
No sight.
Anyways, like and subscribe. Triple tap that like button and triple tap that
Triple
subscribe
tap.
button
Yeah.
and triple tap that notifications icon. And also make sure to message Metal Face Scout and tell him to keep working on that selection.
Please don't report us, Callie. I'm sorry.
We love you.
We'll dox Metal Face for you if you spare us.
There.
Yeah.
Take
We
my
have some pretty
info.
incriminating photos of him we can send you if you want.
Yeah. You got some blackmail.
Good time.
Starting with an
Right.
H.
Do we have an outro? Can we go with this live on air? What should we do
Metal
for an outro
Face
for
will
this?
come up with a clever outro. Oh, here, I've got this. Give me one moment. Let me cook here for 1 second.
Don't let him cook, man. It's not worth it.
Also, it's my camera. My camera's hella decent.
It's been desynced. It went desynced immediately. The editing is gonna be hell.
But thank you all for tuning in to the Triple
If you still,
Tap Talk podcast, or we triple talk tap that tag all night. And
if you're still listening
yeah,
to
that
this,
needed work.
why? And
hats
thank
off
you.
to you for making it to this log.
Any
join
ideas
us-
for outros? Comment below.
Join us on our next episode where we will discuss play styles. We'll interview each other on our play styles with a twist. There'll be a twist to the interview, which we won't disclose here, but it will be fun. We'll talk play styles and arena design and how the two can,
How
How the
arena
two
design kind of
impact each other.
shapes your playstyle. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
the Thunder and
Nature
Rusty
versus
Twerk
nurture.
Off is next episode, so make sure not to miss that.
Okay.
That's the season finale.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
We're saving that for later. That's,
Season finale.
that's our ace in the hole.
Yeah. You actually have to pay for that.
Yeah, so it's
It'll be on our OnlyFans.
You have to go to our Only Phases.
OnlyFans. Make sure to lock on to that like button and nuke that subscribe button.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Space Marines reference for you all.
Resupply that bell.
Resupply that bell.